Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Action Comics 122, the Super Sideshow. This is a story about circus freaks and them opening up their own museum, which only costs a dime, so that's a great value. You see, they wanted to go into business for themselves, where they didn't have to, give most of their profits over to the owner of the circus, the ringleader most of the times. I'm not sure if that was always true, but that's how it's always presented in media, that the ringleader was also the owner of the circus. So good for them. And a pretty apt story to do on Labor Day. This was completely unintentional. I didn't even think about it till right before recording. Yeah, this is actually a great story to be covering on Labor Day. Unfortunately, they all get sick and are unable to perform. So Lois convinces Superman to step in to cover for them. Because he's Superman, he does the impossible. That's the point of Superman. Thank you, Mark Waid. Now, to contrive an actual plot for this story, because that wasn't enough, the landlord, who is also the theater barker, he's the one who's drawing everybody in, he's not a circus freak, doesn't want them to have the property. He wants this businessman to have the property. So why did you sell to them in the first place? This was relatively recently. If it just opened, yeah, there was probably a couple of months of them building the museum, but none of this makes much sense. You didn't have to sell to them. But let's move on from that. So he's going to close this place down, other than just throwing them out or contriving a reason to throw them out. He's going to do it legally, sort of. As the theater barker, he's just going to make something up. Something they can't possibly do in there, and then police will raid the museum because they're false advertising, which I guess there is a law about. The businessman is bringing it over the police, by the way. But this is Superman. As I said, Superman can basically do anything. So the story becomes just the theater barker making up something that can't possibly happen, and Superman in seconds oh, you watch me. And that's really the fun of the issue. My favorite is at one point he talks about walking skeletons inside the museum. So Superman invents a special kind of X-ray lighting, which makes everyone essentially inside the museum an X-ray. You can see their bones. So they are in fact the walking skeletons, which probably has some adverse radiation side effects, just X-rays in general. That's why they have to put protection over certain parts of you. But I'm sure those people will be fine. I mean, his X-ray vision hasn't caused anyone to have cancer that we know of. Finally, the businessmen and some henchmen come running in with guns and bulletproof vests. But at the same time, Superman, for other reasons, has invented a magnetic ceiling. And because their bulletproof vests are metallic, that's not how bulletproof vests work. They're fiber. Get thrown right up with and drop their guns. So Superman stops them, and everything's going fine. I guess the theater owner is either no longer the owner or just kind of gave up or went to jail. I'm not sure what's happening. But Superman has saved the freaks. Though I will point out, the story doesn't exactly end on the best note. For the ending, as a joke, he puts Lois into a glass cage. And then, as the theater barker, claims that she is the most troublesome woman in the world. I'd rather have the usual ending where they're throwing it in each other's faces that they got a scoop. This one's really annoying, and none of this was her fault. You didn't have to do this, Superman. You're not obliged to help a business. You have better things to do, though he did break a dam earlier in the story, so yeah, it was probably best for him to be hanging out at this museum of freaks. And a light, average story that's, more entertaining than most. Yeah, I'll say that. It's more entertaining than most. It's still not exactly the kind of Superman story I'm looking for, but hey, I'll take it over most of these Superman stories. Okay, that is it from Super Sideshow. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. Tomorrow, slight change up. I used to do videos about Superman's evolution, and I haven't done that in a while. And the next issue of Superman is the 10th anniversary, so we're going to take a day break to talk about how Superman has changed in 10 years. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And seriously, why didn't he just sell to this businessman to begin with? Okay, have a great day.